Here with Salmen coach Eric Chuter, and coach, I know you must be really excited about the season after being a long-time assistant with Jerry Leonard, and your second chance to be a head coach must be a thrill for you.
Absolutely, very excited to get this season rolling. Kids have been working extremely hard. It was a smooth transition from spring into the summertime when I took over, and the kids, I got to give the kids credit. They really responded, and we've been working hard.
What is your feeling about this group of guys? And obviously, you know, you lose some key players from last year's team, L.J. Leonard and Eddie Smith, just to name a couple right there. But you know, talk about how you feel about this group that's coming in.
Well, anytime you lose first off, Eddie Smith, the guy was an impact player for us on offense, special teams, and you know, obviously at defense would obviously shut down half the field. We had coaches tell us that they coach their quarterbacks. If Eddie was on the left, make sure you're throwing the ball to the right. They didn't even throw at him. And then you lose LJ, a 3-year starter, who got to ride home with his dad every day in the car. So he was like a coach on the field for us. And you know, those 4 big comebacks we had last year, we don't do it without LJ being a quarterback. So you replace those 2 guys, it's rough. But the good news is we got 3 starters coming back in the offensive line: Chris Jones, Chris Mers, and Eugene Wellington. And we have 2 4-year seniors in the program, Devontae Shepard and Michael Mercadell, who are going to fill those other spots in the offensive line. And we bring it back Aaron Williams, who was our starting running back last year. And we have Michael Marco making a transition to quarterback with Justin Hudson. And we have Carl Owens, who was a running back last year, who had some experience as a freshman. So we feel real good about our offensive line, real good about our run game, real good. So our philosophy going in right now is, hey, we got to shorten this game down a little bit. We got to run the ball, and I think we're going to be successful running the ball.
Go figure that a former offensive lineman starts with an offensive line.
There you go.
You know, talk about your quarterback situation, and you know, like you said, it's hard to replace a 3-year starter who was a coach on the field, but you got to find a way to do it.
We got 2 kids right now who are battling for that spot, and they each bring something different to the equation. You know, Michael was a running back for us last year, also plays inside linebacker. Believe it or not, he's still getting inside linebacker reps and playing quarterback for us. You know, Michael was more of a runner.
Yeah.
And then we have Justin Hudson, who's a sophomore. He's a legacy. He's a third Hudson to come through here.
Jeremy's brother, then.
Correct. Yeah. Jeremy's younger brother. And you know, he's more of a pure passer. So our goal this summer was making Justin a better runner and making Michael a better passer. And I think we've accomplished that, and we have a pretty good tandem at quarterback. Well, wide receiver, we took a big hit. We lost 4 seniors. Our 4 starting wide receivers are gone, so we got to replace that now. So that's why we're looking more at a 2 running back set, because you know it's easier to have 2 running backs than it is 4 wide receivers. So you know, Stevie Sims has had a good fall, good summer. He's kind of locked down one of those spots for us. On the outside, Khalil Fields is also going to have to play defense for us, but he's also definitely a playmaker on the outside. Larry Barnes has done a decent job at the inside receiver spot for us. But we've had 2 basketball kids come out and another senior come out. George Holloway's a senior, then Tyreek Zardes is a basketball guy, and Ronald Lemuel is a basketball guy, which they are getting better every day.
Let's switch over to the defensive side of the ball and just talk about what you have coming back. And we just talked about Jeremy Hudson. You lose an All-State player like that. I mean, that's obviously a big hit. You talk about Eddie Smith, but just talk about what you do have coming back and the experience that's going to lead some of these young kids.
We have your strong. Once again, our strength is going to be our line on the defensive line. I mean, you got Rashawn Gillespie coming back. We got Mers is going to play both ways for us. We got obviously, I mentioned Chris Jones and Michael Mercadell again. Tyron Kasnave is going to have to step up. We have a lot of experience and a lot of size there. The weakness, obviously, is we have, you know, the linebacker spot, having to replace. It's not a weakness. It's just a weakness having to replace the guys we had to replace. Yeah. So we got some sophomores, Carl Simmons, who's, you know, fighting for a job. And DeJuan Peterson, who's coming in and fighting for a job, who are 2 younger kids who lack experience right now. And then, of course, in the secondary, we were depleted.
Talking about your schedule a little bit, let's start with pre-district schedule. You got an interesting quirk that no one else has, that I've maybe never seen. You play Franklin twice, once as a non-district game and once as a district game. You play Shaw, your alma mater. Just talk a little bit about your non-district schedule and what you hope to accomplish out of
Well,
that?
you know, the non-district schedule, obviously, the big name on there is North Shore that pops up. That's a game that, you know, we consider that it's a fun game, it's a fun rivalry. It's a game that we got to go out and we want to win. We don't talk. I haven't talked about wins and losses with our kids. I've talked about the process of what we're going through. I believe if we do that, we're going to take care of itself. Things are going to take care of itself. But if you look at our pre-district, it kind of helps us in a way because we have Madison Prep, who has a new coach,
Right.
and then Hammond's second-year coach, Bogalusa, new coach, and then we get Laranja here, and then we get Franklinton with a first-year head coach.
Yeah.
So it kind of, you look at that and you go, what we? And of course, I'm a first-year head coach again too. Maybe they're saying the same thing about me, but you're looking at opportunities that if things go right, we could have a pretty good pre-district.
Coach, before I get into district, what's different for you than 20 years ago when you had a chance to besides the fact you didn't have any gray hair?
Yeah.
Back then,
Well, the biggest I can answer that question is easy. It's real easy. It's 2 points. The first point is patience. I have a lot more patience today. I'm a lot more patient with my expectations and with the process. My first go around, I wanted to win yesterday.
Yeah.
And that'll give you gray hairs. But the second thing is, I don't think my players the first time around got to know the real me. I was this hard-nosed guy all the time that I know, Jim, you might not think I got a pretty good personality, and so there are times to work, there are times to have fun, there's times to be personal.
Well, I saw it 35 years ago. I don't know.
Right. So I think those are the two biggest things, and I really went into that this year saying that I want my kids not just to know a hard-nosed head football coach. I want them to know me, and I want us to have fun working together. So from those standpoints, the kids know their expectations.
Yeah.
They know what it means to be a Spartan, and they know about the tradition. And my goal is I want to retire here at Salmen. So I want to keep these traditions alive. Obviously, like I said, with my own spin on some things, but for us to continue on that track, I mean, we gotta get every kid that lives in our district, every kid that wants to come to Salmen, every kid that's supposed to come to Salmen. We need these kids to come to Salmen, and we want them to be excited about playing football here at Salmen.
And that's your biggest, that's your, I don't want to say challenge, but that's what you really work at. I mean, you really work at making sure these kids know that this is a great place to come and play, and it's really a family atmosphere right now.
Absolutely. That's our first little word on the back of our shirts that our kids wear is family, and we just don't throw that, we don't throw that around lightly. We mean that. And once you're a Spartan, you're a Spartan for life. We got guys that come through all the time. Thanks, coach. Thanks for being hard on me. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for that. And what I'm trying to do is, besides getting those kids to come back and just say thank you and seeing how they've been a success in life, I want to get those guys back involved in the program.
Good luck, Coach.
I appreciate it.
We'll be following you. Coach Eric Chuter, Salmen High School.
Thank you.